Hi, Jenny here. Today is my 25th wedding anniversary. Woo! Yay! Woo! Didn't have a little blower to blow, couldn't find one of those, but I had this one, so woo! Anyways, 25 years, woo! Nice. Wouldn't have it any other way. Fun fact, one of the times that my husband and I went to a comedy club, we got compared to, or we were called, Barbie and Ken. Hence my little picture today. So I decided for our anniversary dinner I would make lasagna, one of our favorite dishes. This is not a quick and easy dish, hence it only gets made once a year. I should make it more because we do really like it, but that's kind of a long process. So with that, let's get started. For this recipe we are going to need half a cup of chopped onion, 1 to 2 cloves of garlic, 2 tablespoons of oil, 1 pound of ground beef, 1 can, 8 ounces of tomato sauce, and then 6 ounces of tomato paste. I bought a big can, so we're only going to be using like half of that. 1 cup of water, a teaspoon of salt, plus extra for when we boil the noodles, half a teaspoon of oregano, 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. We're going to use 6 of our lasagna noodles, 2 cups of small curd cottage cheese, half a cup of Parmesan cheese, and 2 cups of mozzarella cheese. We're going to start by putting some oil in the pan, and we're going to mince up our garlic. I'm going to use 2 cloves because I like garlic, and we're going to chop up half a cup of onion. Ha! Oh, I forgot to measure. Yeah. So I have my nice half cup measuring cup here, and I completely forgot to measure. So, you know, we're just gonna wing it. And we'll put as much onion in there as, you know, we think we need. Or I could probably measure now because that's a little bit more, right? Oh, silly me. Like those real chefs. Who needs to measure? Usually a big onion is about a cup, cup and a half, so. Half an onion is usually good. Alright, yeah, that's what I have in there. Over a medium heat, we are going to cook up our onion and garlic until the onion gets soft. Then we're going to add our ground beef and cook that until it's all cooked. And then we'll drain the grease off of that, and then we'll add our other seasonings. Alright, as you see, the onions are kind of getting see-through there, so now we're just going to add our ground beef, and we'll cook that all up. When the meat is about halfway cooked through, you can turn on the water for your pasta, I guess depending on how big of your pot you have. With mine, I figure this is going to end up having to simmer for 20 minutes. So I figure that the noodles are going to take about 10 minutes to cook. So while this is cooking, the water can heat up. And according to the box directions, it says if you add salt, it'll help reduce the stickiness of the noodles. So for half the box, it's supposed to be about 2 teaspoons of salt. So that's optional. You don't have to do that if you don't want to, but I will try it today. I usually don't, but we shall see how that goes. When your meat is all the way cooked through, so you don't see any more pink in there, and you can turn that off and we'll drain the grease. I have a little grease drainer and I have a cup in the sink. There isn't too much grease in this batch. I did buy a low-fat ground beef. There's still always a little bit that you can get off, drain off. You want to make sure you drain it into some type of a container. You don't want that to go down your sink or it could clog up your drain. Back to the stove. We will now add our tomato sauce, the half of the tomato paste, right? So our 6 ounces. Teaspoon of salt, half teaspoon of oregano, and a little bit of pepper in our water. And we're just going to let that simmer then for 20 minutes. Perfect timing. We're down to 10 minutes for this to simmer. My water is boiling. So we'll put in our 6 noodles. And by the time the timer goes off, the noodles should be done and our sauce will be done. Oh, got half a noodle. And there's the other half. Timer went off, so we want to preheat our oven to 350 degrees. We're going to turn off our sauce, turn off our noodles and drain those, and then we will assemble our pan. I'm going to spray the bottom of the pan so the noodles hopefully won't stick. In the past I've forgotten to do that stuff. It's not in my instructions, why? Okay, well, then we're going to layer everything. We're going to put down a layer of noodles, and then half of the meat sauce, half of the cottage cheese, and the other cheeses, although I do have extra Parmesan cheese, so I might put all that on and then use extra. And then repeat that layer, the process. And the noodles will probably be hot. Now for some of you that are thinking too, is like, oh, cottage cheese, you don't really care for cottage cheese. I don't like to eat cottage cheese just plain either. But in the lasagna recipe, you can't tell that it's cottage cheese. It's just cheesy deliciousness. Alright, now we will bake this for 30 to 45 minutes until the cheese is all melted and it's heated through. Yummy deliciousness! Lasagna is done. Actually, so is my dessert. Oh, it looks pretty good. As I said, this was not a quick and easy one, but it's going to be delicious. I don't know about you, this is my favorite lasagna, but then again, I think homemade food is like 90% better than restaurant food anyways, so I also grew up on this one. This was my mom's recipe, so that could be also why I'm partial to it. But I also find it funny that my husband came home and I asked him, I'm like, what do you think about the picture you get? And he's just like, I think Ken looks like a vampire. I'm like, oh no, it looks just like us, you know, from our wedding day. But yeah, I had to laugh because when I was coloring it, that's exactly what I thought was that, oh, he looks like a vampire, but there's nothing I can do about it now. But our colors of our wedding were red. The girls wore red dresses, and I had some red flowers and some beautiful lilies, and so I'll include some pictures. So we're gonna enjoy our dinner now. You guys, keep it positive. Go make it a great day. Bye-bye. Cut off a piece. Oh yeah. That's very good.